Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, let's start off with Trina and Stella. Stella is sitting there helping Trina at the gallery. I don't even remember what they were doing, but she's helping her, right? And, after a while, Trina's like, I know what you're doing. And I just want to sit there and say thank you. Um, you know, distracting her from her drowning and her grief and just kind of just being there for her, right? And, Stella says something along the lines of, I don't exactly remember what, but she was like, I just want to sit there and just be there for you. Just, somebody just to simply give you a hug, right? And I'm like, yes, I get that family support and friends and stuff like that being there for you just to have somebody to vent to, right? It's all very good and great. But when she said, sometimes you just need a hug, I'm like, yeah, and sometimes you need therapy. And I know Curtis mentioned that like eons ago, but are we ever going to just sit there and just kind of get back to that idea? Are we just moving way past that point? Because I'm not, and granted, I'm not sitting there saying that therapy is a cure all. You're going to go to therapy, you're going to be so much more better or whatever, right? But it's a tool, right? And I think it's one that's to be considered at the very least. So while she's sitting there talking about how, sometimes you just need a hug, yes, there's times you need a hug. There's times you need a couple of hugs. And then there's times where you need therapy. Just throwing it out there. Now, they're all getting along and everything like that, and Jordan comes in, and Jordan's like, well, I'm going to kind of just be a rain on your parade. Tells her about Heather and the fact that they're thinking about reopening her case. Now, Trina has the same reaction that Portia has, that I have. I'm just like, are you serious about the whole metal poisoning? Now, Stella is like, she's trying to be a little more objective. Like, yeah, I understand that, being in so much pain can make people do things they wouldn't normally do. And Trina's like, she pretty much has that. Now, F all that, okay? Because what she did was straight up foul. She literally sat there and tried to kill a bunch of people. We just gonna sit there and be like, well, it was metal poisoning, so it's cool, right? I mean, just whatever. And then she finds out that Laura's the one that's behind it. Now, Stella was like, that's career again. That's career ending right there. That's something that you don't want to do. Have she lost? Is she out her forehead? Like, what's good? Trina feels betrayed. She feels betrayed for her, for Spencer. I mean, we could sit there and add Jocelyn to that list. I mean, Cam, let's just add them all to the damn list at this point. And, what Trina says is like, yo, listen, that's not just pain to us, that's pain to the victims, that's pain to the victim's family. Like, has she lost her mind? And I agree 100%. I'm like, yo, Lord, what the hell are you doing? I can't with Laura. Like, I really can't. Um, when Sasha told Michael her reasoning for why she wants to then be a cook at the quartermains, I understood it and it made sense because she always longed for family and she gets to be with a family and cook for them and just have that connection. So I understood that. The daily hassle, that was something else that I was kind of like, I'm not really following because, she never really seemed like she had a problem with the business stuff. It seemed that her complaint was more about modeling and making sure she was on point 24/7 But when they brought in Blaze, that was supposed to sit there and kind of alleviate a lot of that stress. So when she said, "Oh well, I had to sit there and go through, the hassle, or whatever," or something that she said, it was just like, but they got Blaze to like, okay, sure, whatever. So I guess it's. I'm not gonna lie, I still find it to be kind of goofy that she is um a cook. I'm probably always going to find it to be goofy for a while that she's a cook at the Quartermains, but whatever. Um, Now Michael was a little kind of surprised because Michael was like, "I didn't think that you was going to sit there and take the job, given our history and everything like that." And then Sasha realized that she should have probably talked to them, talked to Willow, talked to Michael before she accepted the job. But Michael was just like, "No, it's cool, whatever," just gave her the green light or whatever. Then Sasha goes and does something, and Cody comes in. Cody comes in, and Sasha does something. I don't exactly remember what she does. And Michael pretty much is like, asking about what's your intentions with her, and like what's your plans with her or something like that. And part of me was just like, it's none of your damn business. She ain't with you anymore. You have a wife. Like, but I get it in some sense. So in some, like, maybe as a knee jerk reaction, part of me would be like, none of your damn business. But I understand that they're friends and he's looking out for her and everything like that. So, you just kind of grills him lightly. It's not like it's super heavy or anything. Now, Cody wasn't there talking to Tracy earlier when Gregory came in. And then Cody started, well, Cody was went there talking about, oh, maybe, thinking about getting him on a horse or whatever, right? I don't know if Cody knows about his, whatever he has that I can't think of off the top of my head. But pretty much Wolf was like, "Nah, I don't really know." And then he starts talking about how when he was a kid, he tried to impress this girl by getting something or whatever, and even though he hurt himself, he wound up getting the girl in the end. So I think the more of the story is something about go for the goal or the brass ring or something, some sort of speech to sit there and kind of get him to shoot for the stars or something. Which I don't really understand what that was supposed to do with him trying to ride a horse, and I'm partly kind of looking at this like, does this guy look like he's able to get on a horse? I mean, no offense or anything like that, but it seems like the only thing that's standing between him and gravity is that cane, and you want him to get on a horse. Hey, um, so he leaves, and I don't know exactly what he was supposed to be accomplishing, but Tracy. Well, Gregory wants to make sure that she's going to be there to stand in for him in case he can't read his writing or just has some sort of issues going on. He wants to sit there and make sure that she's going to be there on deck. But Tracy's like, "Hey, listen, I'm not going to have to worry about that because you're going to be fine." You just kind of just re-encourages them that you can do this. I do have a feeling that Tracy is going to probably step in. Just call it a hunch. Carly. Jeez. I don't understand how in one episode Carly can sit there and be somewhat profoundly smart when she's talking to Nina after Nina makes his ass out of herself. She's like, "Hey, listen." She didn't throw it in Nina's face when Nina was like, "Listen, you were right about me and Sunny not working out." She could have thrown it in her face. She didn't. She was like, "You know what? Listen, we can't go back in time. It's better to move forward. You're in your place. I'm in my place. We're good. Let's just move forward, right?" Yo Carly would have probably sat there and made a show out of it. So in some ways she grown, and yet she takes two steps backwards when Anna talks to her about why'd you go and visit Brendan, Mr. Brendan, and long story short, she's trying to get her to see, hey, listen, not only is this guy dangerous, but you are messing up an investigation. Um, when she found out, one, Carly was eavesdropping. Two, when Carly pretty much admitted that, she told Brennan or Jack about John and about the FBI coming, looking, investigating him. That's not something that he might have known. And the fact of the matter is, now he's on high alert. So pretty much what Anna was saying was like, you compromised this investigation. Now the thing is, Carly knew by that dumb expression on her face that Anna was right. Oh man, he didn't know about the information until I told him. I really did mess up. But what did she decide to do? Dig her heels in and act immature about the situation. Well, how do I know if I can sit there and trust you, this, that, and the third? And then she talked about, oh, well, maybe he wouldn't have sat there and hurt me, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, Carly, are you serious? Like, honestly, tell you, any grown ass woman your age would be like, you know what, listen, you're right. Um, I thought I was simply trying to help. I made situation worse. My bad. This is Carly we're talking about. So after Anna is just getting frustrated and just had enough, basically it's like, yo, listen, leave this alone. Do not screw this up any more than what you already wound up doing. Carly decides to call her driver and it's like, hey, I need you to sit there and drive me to Pentville tomorrow. You, I'm like, part of me, I'm like, you can't be this stupid. Like, you can't be this dumb. And it's not even just dumb, it's just immature. If this was a couple years ago, Carly, maybe I could sit there and buy that on some level. I mean, yeah, it would still be stupid, but I'm like, boo, bottom line is, too old for this. Like, you too old to be this dumb. And yet at the same time, she shows grace and is not sitting there giving a I told you so to Nina. Now, Nina and Drew are talking, and Willow comes in. And one of the things that's a little kind of odd when Willow comes in, and Willow's like, oh, Nina, what are you doing here? Well, did you forget that Crimson and Aurora work together? And this is not the first time that you actually seen them in a room together? So why the hell are you sitting there asking, what is she doing here? I things like that. It's like they could have. I mean, were they rushing with these lines? Because like, but she comes in with a speech or whatever, ready to prep for her PSA, and Drew hammers in. Well, Nina could sit there and help. She could be a good sounding board. She's good with social media. She knows how to promote. She should be there to sit there and help. So he really kind of lays it on and kind of pressures Willow into having Nina come in and help. So she does a PSA, and the only critique that she has is, you should smile, right? She says that and she leaves. And Willow's like, oh, okay, I saw what you tried to do. You're trying to sit there and help me and her repair our relationship. And he does sit there and say, yeah, I did sit there and press you into it. But I also, I'm a good businessman and, she has really good tips and stuff like that. I was like, bro, listen, anyone that saw that could have seen that and said the exact same thing. You act like she just told her to smile. You can that wasn't business savvy. That wasn't promotional or anything like that. That was something that any person that is watching this video right now can see and say the exact same thing. But Willow's like, she comes clean for some odd reason that really didn't make a lot of sense. Was that she helped Jason patch him up, steal meds and everything like that. And Drew was like, because Willow was like, maybe I shouldn't be coming at you so harsh. It was like, you really weren't. And there was really no need for you to sit there and just say that. So why did you? Yeah, this is an odd episode. Now towards the end, Anna did sit there and come to Jason because he realized that like, this chick is not listening and she's just making things a lot worse. Um, which let's be honest, everyone that's watching this video again knows that yes, Carly was not there trying to help, right? She was trying to help. Her heart, most of the times, is in the right place, but she usually makes things worse than it is, than it needs to be. Like with the whole SEC thing. Oh, well, I'm going to sit there and do what I want. Now you have this situation, and she's doing the exact same thing. And she's doing it as probably like, oh, you're not going to sit there and tell me that I was wrong, even though I was I was totally wrong. But you're not going to tell me that. So she clearly did not learn a damn thing from the SEC thing. Yep, that's Carly though. I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else. But as I always sit there and say, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and Young and Restless. And with that being said, I will see you in the next video.